They told us to give a disclaimer. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the podcasters, any guests, and do not reflect any of the management, owners, sponsorships, or employees of thereof. Pretty much, if you're soft, don't listen to this podcast. One thing I pride myself on is just being the same and trying to look out for my folks along the way.
Like, even with all these, big things happening, nigga, like, you still mad humble, and you still, like, you have enough clout now where you could easily be like, I'm not fucking with this, I'm not fucking with that.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers, it's on. We're recording, so everything's on record right now.
Oh, I thought we already were.
Yeah, I figured I do like a yo, just in case you don't know, now you know kind of thing.
This is Dre being nice as a friend and basically
Letting
creating a reason for me to have a couple warm-up laps because he thinks I've forgotten how to do this at this point. Because I did count since like end of April. I didn't realize it's been like 4 months already.
Wow.
Since you've been in front of a microphone, huh?
Yeah, like this, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Damn.
Ooh.
No, of course not.
Yeah. Hey, bring out the lube.
Of course not.
It's been a while. Let's warm them up.
Don't forget to heat it.
Yo, I thought they have the heating touch now. I've never been a lube type of guy. I just,
Really?
Nah.
Hey.
Well, that counts as lube.
Yeah, right?
Oh,
I think it
gosh.
should.
That's natural lube.
Yeah.
What is this? All rock after dark or some shit?
Man,
like,
This is where I wanted to go.
I guess I should introduce the show. This is Unrestricted, the podcast. You are tuned in. I am your host, DreRawka. I got my brothers here.
Yo.
Brothers I haven't seen in a while, so if we goof off, that's the reason why.
This was just a reason for us to catch up.
it really was. We got lube too.
Yeah. It's just you guys get to join in on it. That's all it is. You guys get to join in on this.
And
this
Dre's
fun
always
conversation.
doing this, so it's like when we hang out, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I got my man Bangarang. DJ, we got rid of the DJ. Now you're just Bangarang.
Yes. Yes.
Utah DJ. Well, I shouldn't even say Utah. I mean worldwide DJ.
Not quite.
No,
quite.
you're going
We'll
going
say
there.
Okay, thank
Can
you.
I throw this out there? Let me project a little
we
bit.
manifesting. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna let you manifest. Thank you.
He also does woodworking. He ladles in the afternoons too. He creates like wooden bowls. Have you ever been to the flea market? Like the Saturday market. You see the little wooden bowls and bamboo and stuff. This man creates all of them.
True story.
Bangarang.
True story. Full
That's
of
where
shit.
his name comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he bangs the wood.
Bang it. Bang it to the curb. Shut off Ari's movement.
Worldwide phenomenal chef. This man is directing movies out of this world. Men in Black 4 is coming out.
On the way.
My man Erockalypze has directed this thing. I don't even have to introduce no more. He's doing this. Will Smith, this is a whole stunt campaign. The whole Will Smith thing.
It's true.
My man's a genius.
It's true.
How do we get excited for Men in Black 4?
Wait, what?
E-Rock was like, I got an idea, guys.
I do.
And yo, Will, smack the shit out of Chris Rock.
Y'all stupid.
I got Erockalypze. I got Bangarang here in the building, man.
Yes, sir.
I got a cool little button where we get a little fake audience.
Hey,
clap,
let's go.
I like that.
Yeah. I like to add on a little bit, like just manifest what you're going to do in life.
For sure.
You're going to direct movies and you're going to get into woodworking.
Yes. What kind of woodworking?
Working that pipe. I don't think your wife would appreciate that.
Anyways, let's keep it unrestricted after dark.
Hey, no, but Bang,
did.
I do want to start off with DJ City, man. You had a big weekend.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit about what happened over the weekend?
Yeah, so it all started really back in June. I went to this DJ City retreat for Beyond the Music retreat out. And so basically, and they did it pre-pandemic, is they put together this thing where all these DJs come from all over the place. Like we had DJs from literally all over the world. They did it in 2019 in like this random casino and like it was Black Hawk, Colorado. It was so cool though because it's just these panels and it's just all education about like mental health as a DJ and like how to market yourself and how to do all these different things. So went to the one in Arizona and I met this guy. Like he's from the UK, but he lives in Dubai. Actually, no, it's JR. Shout out JR, by the way.
Yeah.
And come to find out, this man is like the DJ City like link up director. So started talking with him like, yo, this would be dope. Da 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 da. But then before that, I met this other guy. His name is DJ Kid Spin, and he's the music director for DJ City. So anything that goes on DJ City, this man touches. Like he gives it the yes or no, right? So me and Kid Spin were talking because I just wanted to get my edits on there. I'm like, yo, how do I like? What are the steps? Like what do you guys look for? XYZ, da 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 da, whatever. So we were chopping it up, and then I started talking with Play, and he was like, yo, I run all the link ups. Do you think it could work in Salt Lake? And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like let's do it. And then it's so crazy because they were like, yo, I think this weekend will work. Well, come to find out, shout out my boy Drew and the Vives del Lagro crew. They do a monthly cumbia party at Alibi. Back in May.
Can I just say his Spanish was way better than mine just now?
Hey, listen.
That was really
Aren't you
good.
5,000 episodes in?
Say, like, literally.
Espanol?
Literally.
Yeah, I still don't know how to introduce myself.
Yeah, and he's half Spanish too. Me llamo.
Estoy.
Yeah, is that what it was? Estoy.
Me amo.
Yeah.
Me amo.
Yeah.
Dre.
Yeah.
I am Dre.
Right. Anyways.
Sorry.
Stupid. It's stupid. But shout out to Drew and Blessed and Santos and the rest of the Vives del Lagro crew. We had this party planned back in May. So then we started talking about DJs or whatever, da-da-da-da-da. And then they were like, yo, we should bring out Kid Spin. Come to find out, I had just met Kid Spin at this DJ retreat. So it was easy. But then, like, the way the link up worked, they were like, yo, we could probably do it this weekend. So it ended up being Kid Spin playing at Sky on Saturday night, it was the coolest party. People were dancing in the rain, like to cumbia music all night. It was fucking phenomenal.
lit.
Can I swear?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool.
Nah, fuck that.
Stupid. It was phenomenal though. It was phenomenal. And then like the next day, the link up just consisted of just all the DJs in the city just networking and coming together to just like break bread and like show love and like just meet each other. And then Kid Spin gave a quick presentation on Beat Source, which is this new DJ technology, which is like dope as fuck. It's basically because the computers now and Wi-Fi is good enough, you can stream while you're DJing. Like
That terrifies me.
You have a whole library
literally
at your fingertips via Wi-Fi.
it's
Holy
crazy.
Instead of
smokes.
having to put it all in,
Bro.
like we have been.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Hold on. So are we getting rid of external hard drives?
You're still on an external hard drive?
Yeah, I still got the orange brick.
Oh, bro, we got to get you caught up, bro. No, listen, like, it's crazy. It's crazy because originally I started streaming music just with Tidal because I listen to Tidal, love Tidal. And, like, you can create playlists on my, what I'll do is I'll create playlists on my phone and then it transfers to my Serato. But you can do the same thing with Beat Source except they have intros.
Oh, man.
So that's
Damn.
kind of what it consisted of, and it was just a bunch of DJs, younger DJs, older DJs, club DJs, event DJs, all these different DJs just linking up and just breaking bread and like, because people don't really do that shit in Salt Lake.
Nah.
I want to give Bangarang a lot of credit too because he did this years ago as well with BPM Supreme.
Yeah,
And I could tell you really give a shit about making sure that the community stays connected,
for sure.
with these entities, because these entities, quite frankly, are like, the leaders of that culture.
Absolutely.
So to
Thank
be
you.
able to utilize the time you have with them, right, to bring that idea and create it, props to you, man. It's love.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, for real, because this is the give Bang Roses hour.
Listen,
No,
I
because
start crying.
You have a lot of reason to be like, nah, fuck that. I'm doing my own thing over here. I'm being successful over here. I don't need to do this. I don't need to give back. I don't need to give this knowledge. And you're doing it. And I think that's dope. It shows that like when they what did Miss Obama say? When they go low, we go high.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean-
shout out Michelle Obama. She's the GOAT. But I always kind of felt like, without getting too much into it, there's a lot of my OGs. You know what I'm saying? Either some guys had the opportunity and they just didn't put on. Like they just did not provide the opportunities, or some guys had an opportunity and they just didn't know how. You know what I'm saying? Like it's. And I ain't saying no names,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, so like for me, like I never wanted to be that person because when I go to other markets, it bothers me when people like, oh, there's DJs in Salt Lake. Yeah, bro. Like, actually, like, we're pretty fucking talented.
Yeah,
you know what
man.
I'm saying? Like,
There's some really good ones too.
like, I'm sitting next to one right now. Like, we're probably the best turntablist in the
A1.
city.
A1.
Nah, bro. Nobody. It's like you
No
and
cap.
E-Flex. When it comes to cutting,
no cap.
nobody fucks with you
A lot
guys.
of gray in here.
But
Just a lot of years.
bro, it's experience.
That's love, man.
Hey, Dre, would you calm down for a moment and just let me talk? Just at this point, you're just rambling. All right. What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Will Wonder, and I have a podcast called The Will Wonder Pod. I know, super original name, but I promise you'll love it. We talk sports, we talk music, and generally have some really interesting interviews with people that are doing some really cool things. So make sure you check it out wherever you get your podcast. Once again, that is The Will Wonder Pod. All right, Dre, go on about your business, whatever the fuck you were talking about.
Of course, but no, I just want to like. I'm tired.
How
of
awful
like,
would it have been if he would have been DJ Target though? Like if he was looking for it. We all know the E-Rock stories about him working at Target and juggling and making his own.
Literally.
Like what if he would have ended up being DJ Target?
That would have been dope.
Khakis in the red shirt.
Yeah, that would have been your uniform, bro.
Yeah.
Khakis and a red
Yeah,
shirt.
absolutely.
But nope, we got Erockalypze out of it.
I'll take that.
So it went well, successful.
Oh, it was great. Like we're already talking about doing another one. Except like what I want to work on next time, and I was telling them this is I want to bring like a bigger DJ out. See if we can, now that we proved that like, all right, people will show up for it. Like, let's see if like they'll help us. Like now that they see that there's a market, let's see if we can like get somebody like a DJ's DJ out to kind of like, hey, talk more about the program, but also like, you know, like,
Yep.
like let's actually see. Like I would like to see E-Rock cutting next to somebody from DJ City. Just
It'd be so fun.
just
That'd
for
be
the
dope.
point of it. But you know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
it's literally for me, it's Salt Lake versus everybody.
Yeah.
So like the more knowledge we can give to everybody in our scene, it's only gonna help us out. So yeah, I'll willingly get that shit out. But I'm talking too much.
No, I love it. I love just when I seen the announcement, it just felt huge. It felt like a huge opportunity for those DJs that are looking for that opportunity.
Sure.
So for those young, old, no matter the level, right,
Yeah.
to go there and have that experience, I think that's dope, man.
For sure. Thanks, man. It was cool. It was real cool. And like I'm proud of how many DJs showed up. You know, I know a lot of people have family obligations and whatnot, but like, you know, it's just the beginning. Like I really want Salt Lake to become like a place where people know that there's talented DJs. It really frustrates me when like, you know, Sundance happens or all these bigger events happens and they feel like they need to bring DJs in from out of state. And it's like, nah, like that's, you know, like that's not cool. Like
Part of me, though, also selfishly likes the fact that when people do come for those types of events and we're DJing it, and then at the end of the night they approach us
yes.
and they're like, oh my God, like I had no idea. Mission accomplished.
That part.
Mission accomplished.
That part.
Do you think a lot of it, or a portion of it, is them just not knowing? Not necessarily not giving our DJs an opportunity, but they don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. That goes back to like what I said, like how I felt like there were some guys who may have had the keys in the past, but they kept it all for themselves and didn't provide that out and didn't provide that opportunity.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Didn't like they did a bunch of fuck shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To like keep everybody else down. So
Or
it's
it's
just all
just a
about
selfish
them.
thing. It's
yeah.
just a selfish thing.
Yeah.
I think there was a time where it was like, I can't help this person because it could take away from what I got going on.
Right.
When honestly, I think if you're dope, and you're gonna shine
You're
regardless.
gonna be good either way, bro.
Nobody can stop you. Not in 2022.
Yeah.
Nobody can stop you. Like there's excuses everywhere, but not in 2022.
Exactly. And that's my mentality on it. It's like, bro, like people are gonna come up regardless. Like, so you might as like if the young homie wants to come up and like they're serious about it, I might as well teach them, and so they don't make the same mistakes I did, so they go further, you know, and it just looks better for the city, but it also looks good on me.
Yeah.
You know? Like people aren't gonna be like, damn, that's Bangarang. He's an asshole.
Well, no, that's a fulfilling thing.
Yeah. I mean,
a
but I
real,
learned that
like-
from him though too.
You know, mentorship in all forms, right? Whether it's like the kid that lives down the street from you, barbers who do that. I know personal barbers who are big bros in the neighborhood, right? At
Yeah.
the corner. But yeah, it also shows that Bangarang's a real DJ and he gives a shit about this. Because you have to put effort in to do this stuff too. It's
Yeah.
work. And let's call it what it is. It's not everyone selfish, right? In doing it for themselves. It's just, like you said, lack of knowledge, lack of education,
Right.
lack of just thinking about the idea.
Right.
So it's going to take everybody individually, right, at the very least, to push for these things, and Bangarang's doing that, man.
Thank you.
What do you think, speaking DJ wise, what do you think has been one of the biggest challenges that you have faced? Maybe not even here, like locally, but like in your whole career.
This is a good one.
I think, you know, a big kind of regret I could be honest about that's kind of surfaced more recently because I've put effort back in to this craft that I love and that part of the culture. Not that I ever let it go.
Yeah.
But, you know, for good and bad, I chose my day job for many years to put that first over my own shit. So I kind of regret that in hindsight because I can only imagine, to Bangarang's point, right? Maybe there was more opportunity for me to put energy into that and help, right? And you can't go backwards. You know, I'm not trying to live in the past, but I'm just being real about it, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing because I've had goals, right? So since I've had more time to do stuff,
By the way, your content is fucking incredible.
right? Like that.
A1.
Thank you.
And can I interject real quick? I want to put like a little edit right here. While E says that, right, he put his day job in front of his own self. He was also helping us.
True story.
He was helping a lot of people
story.
during that time.
True
So
story.
I don't want people to think that, oh, he was just doing everything for the man. No, he was helping individuals like
Yeah.
me, like
Yeah.
Bang. And
That's what
everybody
I
else.
mean when I say that. When I say the brand, it includes all the people I love inside of it.
Bro.
You know what I mean? And
And during that time too, we were encouraging him. I just want to throw that out there too.
100%.
Fuck that. You are the fucking man. Get this shit done.
No, you guys did. No, you gave me all the things I could be doing when I finally freed up that time. And so thank you for noticing. Because that's been a goal of mine, is to like refocus that creative energy back into it. And through the form of like having goals of, okay, I've let my Instagram sit there at the same number and same analytics for years at this point. How do I take steps to go from this to 10 more every week or 20 more every week? How do I finally start TikTok when Bangarang and y'all been telling me, right? Like, bro, you got to get on there. You got to get on there. And the cool part is not only have I been able to use this time to like re-fall in love, obviously, with that part of myself, thanks to also you guys, right? Like Bangarang throwing me mad gigs, making sure I have opportunities to get out there right again.
Got you. Boise legend right here, bro. Boise
It's
legend, bro.
No, but it's also been like really fun to challenge myself creatively again, right? In that way, and use that part of my brain and those muscles in my head. But I will say that like it's been fun. Like I started from 0 on TikTok, and I was like, okay, how do I get on here and live stream, right? And I was like, oh, you got to get to 1,000. I just hit that like 2 weeks ago, and it was like all organic, no paid shit.
Yeah.
And I don't say this out of popularity or needing it, right? It's I need reasons to be creative and have an outlet for it. Yeah. Especially now that I'm not on local FM radio anymore. Yeah. Right? That was always the place where I did that.
Yeah.
Right? That's how a lot of us like connected.
Yeah.
You know? And so no, it's been a lot of fun refocusing that energy, and like I said, you know, to Bangarang's point, when you give a shit and you feed that, it only bleeds out into everything else and all the positive, right, that you can do by just swinging that door wide open for the community, you know?
How does that make you feel? You know, I mean, like doing what you did for 17 years, 16 years?
It was almost 15.
Almost 15 years.
Yeah.
To not be on there. But now you have obviously, aside from family, right? You are focused on E and content for E.
Man, I love it.
And just like, honestly, like, I know you said all this other stuff aside, but to be honest, I also want to just admit that like I have been using that time to re-energize those personal parts of my life too, right? Being able to like be the guy who's taking Emma everywhere she needs to go, or swim lessons, all that stuff, right?
Oh, we'll talk about the road trips here in a minute.
Yeah, like refocusing that energy. But yeah, I mean, I think the craziest part is you don't realize how much you use your vocal cords when you're in that job until you're gone. I feel like I've been on like a great rest, and I'm coughing less, and I'm not as hoarse anymore. I realize like how much strain you put on you, you know, when you're talking on a daily basis. So I think like reprogramming my brain to like not worry about certain things has been fun.
So the new Nom Saying podcast coming.
Oh man, one thing at a time.
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
I'm just taking my time too on so many things. Like that's the thing, right? Is luckily with hard work comes, you know, you can buy yourself new chapters or new time. Right? And so I'm like, you guys know because you're still in it in so many ways. Like it's a I need it yesterday type industry. Not just radio, but just everything, right? Entertainment, music, all of it, right? And it's been nice to like not put that kind of pressure on my shit at the same time.
Yeah.
I've been really thankful that like I'm not like, oh my God, there's a gun to my head, you know, on everything. It like totally 180'd and now none of it has a time limit, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of to overly answer your question, long-winded.
Well,
that was perfect.
I love it, man. I as your friend, man, you notice night and day, like even when we had the conversations, and I won't get into details on shit, but
Sure.
you notice the relief off of you, and that shit just. I've talked to Bang about it. Man, do you just see the glow on E when you're in that park, man? And you're getting those cuts in. I'm like, you just see the glow
When my knees are killing me. Sitting, not thinking that through, and sitting on your knees while trying to cut in the sunlight.
Yo, my knees.
This man is like, one take.
Bruh, I should do an outtake video. I'll be like, oh!
You really should. Try
Like
to get
taking
up.
a break.
Everyone give me the icy hot. Help.
And that's the other thing too, right? Like that's what I mean. Like jumping back in, there's more to it. Like I just want to touch back on the DJ shit. Standing there for hours is hard
Man. Yeah.
when you haven't done it in a while.
Oh yeah.
Yo, so what was it like your first gig? I don't mean to like ask questions. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But this is what it is.
No,
Like, this is what it
I'm
is.
glad.
Like, what are your first gigs back?
So what's good is that at least RSL has kept me standing for some kind of time. Right? Pre-game's usually an hour and a half, and then halftime's about 30 minutes. So at least there's kind of a, even if I hadn't been doing anything else, I still had something, but I knew, right? Because, I've got, like, you guys know, like, I've got a bad Achilles on my right side. I've got plantar fasciitis on my left, plus gout, right? Like issues and like residual things. So
Then we add, was it alopecia? Then we add that to the list.
oh yeah, I have a little bit.
We add alopecia. What was her name? Jada Smith. She had that alopecia.
Yeah.
Jesus. The Black Floor coming soon.
Leave the Smiths alone, Trey. Leave the Smiths alone.
My bad. My fault.
It's actually really funny. But I don't even remember the fucking
So you were on
question.
your feet all that time.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
You're broken.
Okay, so I'm gonna be real. What was the first one? Was it Flanker?
I think it was.
Might have been.
Cinco de Mayo, no?
Could be. Yeah, could be.
Yeah, it was.
I learned real quick after that first night how much I needed to work on myself. No, for real. Like I rediscovered my foam roller that had a bunch of dust on it. I started exercising every day thanks to your example, Dre, and your whole account on social media that I follow. And
Thank you.
and you've even invited me to, right? But my lazy ass can't get up and have the
me and
courage,
you
right?
both. 7 a.m. Fuck out of here.
I'm not there yet mentally to be able to handle it, but
Sunday, 7 a.m. with Will Wonder and the guys? No,
Right.
thank you.
yeah, some of the new free time, I'm like, okay, every day I'm going to do something for at least 30 minutes. And
Hell yeah.
so that's been very helpful. I'm going to be real. Yeah, I was hurting after that first night back. Like, I forgot. And what's crazy is, too, like, I think about you mentioned Target earlier. I remember the retail days. On your feet for 10 hours, 12 hours a day straight. Like, you can't even sit because there are no chairs and, you know. So like I think about, wow, so much time has passed.
Yeah.
For me to like now be at this point where, man, I gotta like prepare for these things. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So I will say that it's gotten progressively better. The first one was awful. Second one was less awful, but still awful. I would say the third gig in, it was like, okay, now I'm starting to get a little used to this, and then so on.
Was there ever a time when you didn't get butterflies to DJ? Like get nervous?
No, you know what's funny is, have I ever told you that?
No.
Okay. So anytime anyone, what's crazy is you ask my wife, like straight up, I always do. But to me, that's just how I psych myself up. It's like that pregame shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm not an athlete by any stretch of the word. So, but I see in movies and things, right? Athletes, they listen to music. They, sit there and quiet. There's, everyone's got their thing. So yeah.
So when you got back at Flanker, the butterflies were there.
Oh yeah. Well, when I go to DJ, I always have butterflies.
Yeah.
I always do, because I put a lot of pressure on myself about that. That's just who I am.
I'm just thinking
for
like,
good and bad.
because there's a lot of things going on this first time back, and I keep trying to put myself in your shoes. We're still in a pandemic. This shit's still around.
Yeah.
You haven't been in the club in a very long time. I mean, you did like K's show and stuff like that, but
But I think getting COVID also, it then you learn and you have more of a comfort or whatever that means to you, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I was definitely like not trying to do those things before.
Yeah.
And then we finally got it in February or March? Can't remember which month it was. And so, once our family got through it, thankfully, and it wasn't, we didn't have it serious, right? We, that helped me be more comfortable just with that part, since you mentioned that, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, like there's definitely part of the nervousness. Like I've always been nervous before I step on stage, period. Mm-hmm. That's just like, because I'm like, so have thought about it, right? That it has to explode out now. And so I'm just like that. But the other side to your point is, I think is, DJing for different things is totally different work and skill sets, and you know what I mean? Like you could be the illest cutter, but doesn't mean you can go and rock a crowd in a club.
I've seen that.
Same thing that goes the other way around, right? Like some club DJs could never go on to a show on air.
Yeah.
And DJ good. Same with playing for a show. Same with playing for a wedding.
Yeah.
Same with playing for a dance.
Same for playing with your peers.
Yeah, just think about it, man. Like it's all different. And so I'm gonna be real, like I don't know how y'all do it if y'all don't feel a little nervous, right?
I'm terrified. I ain't gonna lie. Because I think it's an insecurity with myself.
Oh, okay.
Because I know the skills of guys like you, Bang, and guys like you, E, right? I understand where I think I fall in some of these, rooms. So I do get nervous, right? Like when you said, Dre, do you want to DJ at Valentine's Jam? Vivint Arena, the biggest arena in Utah. The Utah Jazz, their history's there. Michael Jordan flu game. It happened there. And on top of that, the first song that I ever learned was White Lines, Grandmaster Flash, and the Furious Five. And now I'm DJing before them.
Yeah.
I'm terrified. But then I always remind myself, like, yo, if they have enough confidence in me to put me in that position, if E believes in me that much to be like, Dre, go do it, then I have to believe in myself at some point. And I just have to say yes. Even though I'm terrified, I don't know if my needles are going to, disable in the middle. You know the kind of issues I've been having with my turntables, right?
You need to get a new table, bro. Yeah. That's what that is.
But isn't that also like a super cool, like unique experience?
Oh, yeah.
Because, that's why I, whether you noticed or not, like at a lot of those station shows, like I removed myself from DJing those, because those are like my favorite memories. Like those huge crowds I got to play for. Mm-hmm. Those are some of my favorite parts ever. So to me, being in a position where I could open that to you guys, right, and whoever else, like, that was so rewarding because I loved that shit. So of course, man, I was like, yo, like, we gotta get Dre up there, man, and he needs to feel that. He needs to be able to
That shit made
have that experience. Because it's different.
It's crazy, man.
It's different.
Yeah.
Right? But just like different venues are different.
Hey, yo, you're probably listening to the Unrestricted Podcast with DreRawka.
We are?
No, they are.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Oh, wow.
And I'm the real Ruby. You can catch me and Fonzie and the
Defunct.
G Daddy Funk on Lake Talk 801 Podcast.
Yeah, but I think you have to come in more smoother, more funnier. Like, yeah, they could catch us on the Lake Talk 801 Podcast.
Yeah, y'all can catch us on the Lake Talk 801.
Yeah, and be like, and yeah, man, hey, and they could catch people like me, the real Ruby, and people like you, Fonzie, and people like him, G Daddy Funk,
Wow,
on
that's
the
a lot
Lake
of
Talk
people.
801. Who cares?
What'd he say?
Huh?
I didn't hear him.
I don't know, but
Why-
this probably should be the ad.
Are these on?
Catch a new episode every Monday on all streaming platforms. The Lake Talk 801. Tune in now.
So yeah, to super long-winded answer your question, yes, I still get nervous every single fucking time I step behind those turntables. But it's a good nervous. It's like an excitement. It's like a here we go. Let's see if we can move somebody, right? Let's see if we can make somebody stoked, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if someone's like, you could tell like when people are feeling it and they're giving it back to you, you know what I mean? So
Absolutely. Bang, when did you realize that, like, yo, this DJing thing isn't just music? Because now I'm just learning from you, man. You've taken DJing a business. It's a business. You're able to give opportunities, right? And do this thing. When did you realize that?
Honestly, it was pandemic. It was pandemic because I won't lie to you. Like, pandemic, I was so wrapped up in just being a DJ. Just like, I gotta get to the next spot. Da 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 da. Boom boom boom. Like, I gotta, whatever. And then pandemic happened, and everybody lost everything. Yeah, everything. Like, shout out the station. The station, like, low key is what got me through. I ain't gonna, like, no cap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it got me. It's what got me through. But like, it was pandemic. And like, I saw like a lot of my friends who were like career DJs, 20-year vets.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, playing the biggest rooms, making so much money.
Bang, was that you who tweeted that? We were like, oh, those DJs who hate on radio DJing. You feel that? I saw someone tweet
I don't know.
that.
I don't think that was me.
No, I
Yeah, it
saw
was me.
someone tweet that, and I was like, yo,
But
that's
like-
real shit.
But like, yo,
That's
radio
real
low key
shit.
kind of like, say what you want, but shit.
Because it's an outlet.
Yeah, it's an outlet,
It's a creative outlet. That's
But-
the point.
Yeah, like, it's a creative, but like, it was just pandemic hit, and I just saw my boys. They lost everything,
Yeah.
and just be out of work for, like, they were out of work longer than anybody. Like, Utah never really shut down. Like, from a DJ standpoint,
Right.
like, Utah, like, we probably shut down for like 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah.
Like,
Facts.
like, and it was crazy because I felt like everybody was looking at me crazy at the studio because I was the only one out DJ.
I mean, you were definitely spreading COVID all over that.
Everybody was like, "Yo, so
You were immune to it, but for some reason,
like,
you spread that stuff.
Yeah, I got blessed. But nah, like, COVID hit, and it was just like, nah, like, this DJ shit is cool, but like, there's more. To me, it kind of felt like, all right, I could be doing more with this shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it be producing, whether it be talent buying, whether it be like radio or whatever, like, just finding other outlets and like trying new and different things, because it's just like, now, because DJing is so accessible, you cannot just be a DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Joe Schmo can go pick up a controller and in 6 months have beat matching down decent enough to where like some club owner won't even care, like, which is a whole nother conversation, like, which we'll get into that like later, but like, to where like all of a sudden, to where like, guys like myself and Erockalypze, we may be making like $400, $500, $600 a night, but some younger DJ comes in with this controller who just learned how, like, the level of entry has just been lowered. So like less people care about their shit. Like, we're trying to change that right now. But like, for me, pandemic hit, and I felt like, all right, I got to figure out a way to A, keep DJing, but B, like, diversify this shit. Because like, the last thing, like I'm 10 years in, 11 years in, like I'm invested in this shit. I ain't doing nothing else. Like I'm invested in the music industry. I don't know where the fuck I'm gonna go, but like I'm invested in it. Yeah. But it just kind of turned into like exploring other opportunities, because how the game is now, or how the game was, I should say, like 10 years ago, when regular open format DJs, like, you know what I'm saying, like us, were making like $25,000, $3,000, you know what I'm saying, $4,000 a night. The market's too saturated. So that money's not going to be there like that. So it's harder to make a living on just DJ. Like, people are doing it. You can do it. There are still some people, and I know this, who are like getting that bread. But instead of it being like 1,000 DJs getting that bread, it's probably like 300 DJs getting that bread. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to, like, pandemic just really showed me, like, all right, we really got to like diversify these opportunities.
So true.
You know, like, just see what outlets, see what we can do here. So like, whether it was, you know what I'm saying, and shout out to E-Rock, like making me his APD and music director, like learning that route a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, you know, when Sky opened back up out of pandemic, I was a talent buyer for Saturdays. So like my whole thing was booking DJs on Saturdays, you know, but like trying these different things on top of DJing, but also all during pandemic, I didn't do shit but learn Ableton. Like, you can ask my wife, like I probably spent like 10 hours a day, 8 to 10 hours a day every single day, because we weren't going in. Like, yeah, like we weren't doing anything. So I'm like, fuck it. Like, I'm glad you weren't sitting on your thumbs, man. Nah, like, bro. you got to it. That's what I did with Adobe. That's what I did with Photoshop and Premiere Pro. Like, just learned that shit. At least the basics to get me through, right? Well, but that's what I'm saying, man. And like, that's what, like, as much as those 2 years off sucked, I felt like personally, I didn't want to look back and be like, man, I completely blew that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody was off work. It's not like I was just off work. Everybody was at home. Wasn't nobody doing shit. I remember driving on I-15 right now, and you could do like 90 because the police wasn't even on the freeway. Like, he was doing 120. Yeah, actually, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Fast and Furious over here. Yeah, Formula One over here. Yeah, Formula One. Formula One E over here. Yeah, Formula One E.
I can't deny anything.
That sounds like a smile. You know what I'm saying? Formula One E. But yeah, man, like, I just wanted to like turn this shit into.
Missed you guys.
So can we take another shot of Vita Tequila?
Let's do that.
Yeah, I still got another half.
Oh man, what are you doing?
Because I'm a Utah clicker.
Yeah,
you know That's my tolerance.
Speaking of Utah clickers, I went to the I went to the Derby on Saturday.
How was that?
My first demolition derby, Weber County Fair. It was a lot of fun. This is
Weber County Fair. I don't think I've ever been.
It was definitely an experience. I went in there. I didn't try to have any type of bias, right? Like, my wife's family, they're very country.
Is it good people watching? I love people watching.
Oh yeah,
it's my favorite.
Is it good people watching?
Yeah.
Everybody had an 8-inch beard.
Sometimes it's like a time warp, right? When you go to certain parts of Utah, right? I love that part too.
But it was an experience that I'm glad I did. Was there any experience that you guys did outside of, like, obviously we stick to, obviously it might be Formula One culture, right? You know that culture. Yeah. The hip hop culture. We stick to that. It was out of my norm to get out and put this bottle over here. The camera will focus on it and then we won't be able to see E. Was there anything that you guys did outside of your normal cultures? What was the last thing that you did?
Oh, last thing?
Yeah. Like your last experience outside of the norm.
Out of the norm? I mean, I went on vacation. Does that count? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. I mean, but to where?
Actually, yeah. Talk about that. Because you were on like a week-long road trip. I'm like, this man is everywhere.
Yeah.
When I seen him DJing in Vegas, I was like, look at my man.
So it was funny. So
you played in Vegas?
No. I DJ'd in Vegas.
He did. He DJ'd in Vegas, son.
Dude, I saw that video. That's right. In the Excalibur. The background was dope, by the way.
You know what's funny is that he was definitely in his boxers.
Oh, 100%.
He told wifey, yo, throw me a shirt.
We had just come from the pool, right? Yeah. I was like, turn off all the lights.
Stupid.
I got to get this content out.
Yeah. No, so we did a big road trip for Emma's 5th birthday. And we wanted
man. That's
to.
a big birthday, man.
Yeah, five already. Isn't that crazy?
Yo.
And prior to that, I also did like a trip to Boise. like Bangarang brought up. So we used that as the reason that daddy had to go to work to go to these places, right? It was really more just like being strategic parents and being like, yo, we are not going to be in a fucking car for 12 hours with a kid.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're going to stop in Vegas, then we're going to go to, right, Southern California, right? We're going to split this up and do all these things because we're not trying to do more than 5 or 6 hours at a time, right, with a toddler. So we stopped in Vegas. We used that also as a reason to celebrate our anniversary, my wedding anniversary. So,
how many years?
Oh, God. We, 8.
Happy anniversary.
8.
Edit point.
No. Listen. It's because I was with Bree for a long time before we got married. So I count the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think as you should.
Yeah.
The dating, everything, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's why I always think of those dates before the actual, like, wedding dates and all that. Because to me, that shit really was just for others, right?
Yeah.
Like, you do the wedding for others. But then you go, like, if you can, and I'm thankful for it, like, you know, you also use it as a reason to be reckless and go on a honeymoon and go live it up.
If this might be a crazy question to ask right now. We'll get back to the road trip here in a second. But both of you are married. Both of you guys did the wedding thing. Let me try to phrase. I don't want to get you guys in trouble. Was it worth the money?
You'll never get me in trouble.
Was it worth the money? Would you, if you went back,
wedding?
would you guys pay all that money for the wedding and all the flashiness?
100%.
Okay.
Especially because this was my first, even though it was my second marriage, it was my first real wedding. And I think too, depending on your situation, I'm not saying this is for everybody, this is just my situation. Bree always wanted to do a wedding. So to me, it was just like, yo, being supportive too, right? And just being like, yo, I'm into this. Like, let's do it, right? Let's do something cool, whatever you want to do. And then on top of it, like I said, like, yo, the payoff was the fucking honeymoon, man. Yeah. That shit was fire. I think I'm still paying for those Morimoto's lunches and dinners. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. This shit was worth it.
So was your first stop? Your first stop was Vegas. Then you guys went to San Diego.
Yeah, and so there's also like a lot of a sentimental value for Bree's side of it, because she used to go there every summer with her favorite grandparents in the whole world and spend summers in Orange County where they lived as she grew up. So that was her only escape from Utah, was in the summers to go to Disneyland and go to the beach. So Bree really wanted to give that to Emma, you know, for her 5th. And so yeah, we stopped in Vegas. We celebrated all together. We went to Gordon Ramsay Steakhouse. That was fun because Emma's into watching the show with us. You know what I mean? So she felt, and even like, yo, shout out to the waiter. He was tight. Like he totally lied to her. It was like, Gordon Ramsay wants you to have this cake for your birthday. You know what I mean? So she was just like freaking out.
How do you know he was lying?
Yeah.
No, I'm like, yo, what if Gordon was like,
because you know when Gordon motherfucking Ramsay is in his restaurant, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's out there taking photos and shit, you know what I mean? Or he's filming.
Yo, Emma
his
takes
ass
the dessert.
was not there.
She takes the dessert. This is trash.
Doesn't he also have like over 250 restaurants? Like there's no, like the chances of you running in are probably slim.
I think he has like his name, Gordon Ramsay Restaurant. Then I think he also has like the Hell's Kitchen brands as well.
Correct. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So we stopped there. Then we went to Orange County. We actually went to Legoland for the first day. And then we switched hotels again, which we kind of regret. We kind of regret this whole hotel moving shit because you forget when you're traveling with 3 people, it's like a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you're packing up every other day. That was kind of a mistake. We should have just stayed in one. But anyways, then we surprised her the night before we were going to do the Disney, because we were staying at a hotel literally at the corner, right across the street from
Did
Disney.
she see it like before? Like,
so
as you
what's
guys were
funny is,
up,
so we thought of that right when we were getting close. We're like, fuck, how are we going to hide this? iPad. We pull out the fucking iPad. You know what I mean? It's the secret weapon. Little Roblox, you know what I mean?
There you go.
She didn't even look up. You know what I mean? So we drove right by it. We were watching her. She was just like, you know, in the metaverse. And then we pull up literally to the hotel. We didn't even check in yet. And Bree was like, stop right here. Let's jump out of the car. And so I was like, let me grab my camera. So, and we captured that moment. You could see it on my Instagram. If you want to see it, it's a reel. That's my biggest reel ever, by the way. That thing is like 20,000 plus.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. It like blew up. Like people love wholesome content.
Yeah.
Worldwide E
On
over
Reels,
here.
For
you know what I'm
real.
saying? So, no, that was an amazing. You could tell too, it wasn't staged or anything because it was a genuine like surprise. I recommend if you're having a bad day, go watch it. It'll cheer you up. You know what I mean? And we did 2 days at Disney, and then we ended it with 3 days on the beach, which was insane. Like we had never done like let's get a place on the beach.
Yeah.
So we did that, and that was like really, really dope.
How was Pacific's cold?
So
Was
yeah,
it cold?
all these experiences are new. That's all I'm being real. You know, we've never done that. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
So
Did you get a surfboard, boogie board?
Nah. nah.
I thought it would be natural. I mean, you're a skater. I mean,
Oh,
Actually, that's a
you
good
know,
point.
yeah, right.
No, you know what? I used to love like boogie boarding, bodyboarding. You know what I mean? Like I used to love that shit when I was younger. But like I'm the dude in the shirt now at the beach. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Like,
I'm gonna admit something real quick.
I'm in the black wetsuit. You know what I'm saying?
I've always been the
Covering
guy with
me
the
up,
shirt
right?
on.
You're stupid.
Let me just admit it right now. I've always been that guy.
You can literally catch me, all right, at Cowabunga Bay this week because we only got a couple weeks left on our season pass, right? You can catch me in my long sleeve wet shirt, all right, in the lazy river if you want to come hang out.
Dad life.
Come find me.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
So,
That's real shit.
what was your last experience outside of the norm? The last,
I think it would have been this Saturday at Sky. It's the Cumbia party.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I've always been a fan of the culture. You know,
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Let's take
should
it.
drink these,
yeah,
right?
Let's take these.
Hey, it's a perfect time. Perfect
Yeah.
time. We'll jump into cumbia.
Hey, there you go.
The tequila,
Yeah, y'all stupid. Cheers. Cheers.
Shout out to Lisa Barlow and Vita Tequila.
It's very smooth.
I like it. His face says otherwise.
It's all right. The horns are starting to come out.
Uh-oh. We killed the bottle, so there's no.
That's good.
And we're moving dark liquor next. No.
No.
So
We're
you
not doing that.
Hey, take me through the night.
Yeah.
Do you get there before everybody else, or
Yeah.
you're there while?
Yeah, we were there. So rewind. I do not work full time for the station anymore. I work full time for Live Night Events. So I'm a talent buyer for them, help them book events. Shout out Joey and Vaughn for the opportunity.
Some of my favorite people in that sector
Yeah,
are those guys.
they're like the greatest, and it's cool because they're our age, right?
Yeah.
So it's like everything we talk about or everything we do, like it's a discussion. It's not like, oh well, I've been in this for 80 years.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. Yes, I'm throwing shots. I'm throwing shade.
And you could tell when like you're in their good
But-
graces because they're very they really do those ideas. Like
Yeah.
my best birthday parties were with Vaughn.
Yeah.
The greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those guys, I mean,
Was
they've
this
been- they've been-
G6 times?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
I was with Vaughn. Yeah.
I don't know.
I would call Vaughn and I'd just be like, yo, bro. And he's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
We're
he's
going to
that
do
guy.
this.
I feel I can edit this. It's 45 minutes in. Tell me if I need to edit this. But you would always be like, when I was the promotions director, hey, that's the homie. He takes care of us.
No, every time.
We're gonna take care of
You got
him.
that shit.
Okay, just want to throw that out there. That love
I
was
got no
reciprocated.
contracts, nothing holding me in right now.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
That's what I thought we were doing. Then you said copy points. And I was like, oh. Okay, I'll be nice.
Got
Today.
Y'all stupid.
So Cumbia
joking.
night.
yeah.
Sorry, yes.
Nah, you're good. So yeah, Cumbia night. It was cool. Like I said, I've always been a friend. I've always been a fan of the culture. And we saw an opportunity back in May. When we were booking out the schedule for the fall, and it was just like, yo, we should do this here. Like typically, DOS Energy weekends like at Sky are just lighter because our crowd will go there.
Yeah.
Right. And like this was the perfect date. Obviously, I'm sure like there's like some crowd who's still at DOS Energy, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But we really felt like it was the perfect date. So like got there at 8, well, I'll say 8:10 because I've CP time.
Yeah.
So showed up, got everything set up, and it was just like, it was cool from beginning to end. Like we had a little bit of issues with rain, but shout out to the team for like helping getting that solved. And we probably had about 350, 400 people like in the rain, bro, come through Sky that night.
On the roof.
On the roof. And like literally probably the last 45 minutes, it was definitely like a consistent drizzle. and people stayed.
I love that you're so like, because you've been doing this for so long, so consistently, Bang. But it's so fun to see you like so casually say what you just said. Just stop for a second and think about that scene.
Yeah.
Think about like downtown, right in the heart, rooftop, stars above you, cumbia vibes.
Vibes, bro.
Like, when does this happen? And like, how dope that was for, I'm sure, everyone who experienced it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it was. And like, shout out Kid Spin. Like, this man on top of DJing, he bought a beat pad and was like, like
he was live remixing.
Like, he was live, and then he had the little.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but like,
hey, let's go to Waldo.
Like, yeah, at a cowbell too. Like, it was
what
like,
is that shit called?
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, like Drew would know. Should I call Drew? Like, I'll call him right now.
Yeah, you can call him.
All right, I'm gonna call Drew right now. In fact, we'll FaceTime him.
Yeah,
but
I know it was lit because the homies was in there, and once I seen the homie in the DJ booth, this is a homie that doesn't normally do this kind of stuff, right? Once I seen him in the DJ booth,
Who's the homie?
It's a host Beefy. He's from the Beans and Rice podcast. He was in there.
Beans and Rice podcast.
Yeah, it's a Puerto Rican and a Mexican. And they got a podcast called Beans and Rice.
That's amazing.
It's a really fun podcast. And once I seen him in there, I was like, oh, it's lit.
Yeah. We're going to see if Drew answers us right now. But, like, it was a vibe. Like, oh, yo.
How's it going?
Hey,
it's good.
You're live on the podcast, so don't say nothing incriminating.
Yeah, you're live on the podcast with me, myself, E-Rock, and Dre. Why did I introduce myself twice?
Because you're Hollywood Bang.
I am. Yo, we were just talking about the party on Saturday, and how much fun it was, and then the thing that Kid Spin was playing, let's go like that thing. I forgot.
Yeah, that drum pad. Yeah, it's like a little like a little Yamaha drum pad or something like that. It was really cool. It was like a quick trick.
No, the thing.
Actual instrument.
No, the instrument.
Oh. Yeah, the Weedle.
The Weedle.
Yeah, Guiro, Weedle.
I thought they tumble, but they never fall down. Weedles wobble, but they don't fall down. Isn't that the?
Oh my god.
No, is that wrong?
I have no idea.
Oh. But no, we were just talking about it, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna FaceTime Drew." So
it's like a cheese grater. It basically looks like a big cheese grater you hit with like a hair pick or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna order one on Amazon right now.
It was super dope. Like,
yeah, it's basically like the root of a lot of merengue music and a lot of cumbia music. It's this giant, like, it's called a weedle, and you just scrape it. Basically, you're just scraping it. It makes that sound.
Hell
so
yeah.
It's the root of a lot of Latin music. Yeah.
Bangarang's telling us about Saturday night and how live it was. So I appreciate you chiming in on the podcast.
We had a house full of WAP, wet ass palm trees on that roof.
Yeah, it was a wet ass. It was a wet ass party.
Wet ass party.
I thought he said poultry for a minute. I was like,
no, we had like inflatable palm trees. By the end of the night, they were all like falling over and stuff.
and everybody had a blast, man.
It was a great time. We were able to stick to the format and stay true to the party. Everybody just came in to vibe, have a good time. The rain added an extra just kind of like element to it. It didn't detract from the party. And we went until, I think last song was like 1:20 in the morning, and everybody was still there hanging out. So it was much fun.
Now,
way better than expected.
Did Bangarang at any point say play more Megan Thee Stallion?
No. I think honestly,
he requested Bad Bunny.
How many times did Bang request Bad Bunny?
Yeah, I have a bad experience with a Bad Bunny request from Boise.
Believe it or not.
Bad.
There were only 2 requests. We had a request for 2 Chainz, and then we had a request for a song called Adagio for Strings by Tiesto, which we were not gonna play.
Yeah, I mean, you can get the cumbia remix.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, for the most part, everybody was just there vibing to the format, and we were able to stay true to it. And everything that, like, tried to be against us with the rain, like nothing took away from it. It was a great time, and we got to play some cumbia, some umbatan, some kind of like, some tropical stuff, and it was a really good time.
How fun!
It was great that Sky had us out. We were able to do a Vibras del Lago pop-up. Our home is typically at Alibi, the first Thursday of the month, but we had a special pop-up at Sky, and Bang believed in the concept, and we were able to execute Saturday. We came through, and everything just fell into place. It was a lot of fun.
You should have never showed me that.
Dope. DJ Drew, well, man, I hear a lot about you in the city, man. Keep doing great things. I appreciate your time, man. And Bang, man, thanks for calling him.
All right, yeah, bro. We'll talk soon, bro.
All right, Drew. Good to see you, fam.
Peace.
Good to see you guys. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Yeah, that's the brother.
I think it goes back to being able to give opportunities, even though, like, you could have easily been like, I ain't gonna do that. What if they take my night? What if they take over here? You know what I mean?
Right.
What if this gets too hot over here?
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like that was the old mindset, but you opened it up. They had a great time.
Yeah.
Even though that wasn't their home, right?
Yeah.
He mentioned the Alibi's their home.
Yeah.
They were able
Shout out Alibi.
to move outward,
Yeah.
have a different experience.
Yeah.
Open up the city like E was talking about, have a beautiful landscape.
Yeah.
Good job, Bang. Good job.
Thanks, bro. I look at it like this. How can you create, like, Charlamagne the God's got a book, Black Privilege, Opportunity Comes to Those Who Create It.
Yep.
So we've all read it here, right?
Great book.
Amazing book. But it's just like, how can you step out? Like, how can you, like, grow? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're always in the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm playing Sky or booking the same thing at Sky every Saturday, how do I have the opportunity to, like, for myself to grow? Like, I ran into this problem out of COVID. I'm at Sky every Saturday. You know what I'm saying? But people are, like, trying to book me out of state and, like, do all these other different things. But I can't do it because I'm tied to this. And that's okay, right?
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you talk about, like, you had people who burned you, but you, like, didn't let it stop you from, like, trusting other people.
No, not at all.
It's the same thing. Like, I've had DJs burn me or whatever, who I can't book
Turn that
anymore.
mic towards you. Yeah, I want you to. Yeah, there you go.
Who I, like, can't book anymore, right? But it's like you have to provide opportunities for people in order for yourself to get other opportunities. Like, how can I legitimately, like, how can I, like, chase other opportunities if I'm at Sky every single Saturday?
Yeah.
If I'm, you know what I'm saying? Or if I'm wherever, every single place. So it's like you have to provide opportunity for people to succeed. But but like when you work at, not even arguably, like, let's call it what it is. Like, we're, like, the top venue in Salt Lake. Like, when it comes to nightclubs and shit. Like, there's other venues out there.
A bar named Sue, 8136 South State Street. We banging on ours over here.
You stupid.
I met my wife there.
Yeah, of course. See? Yes, right.
But, like, when it comes to, like, just size and everything, and I'm not shitting on any other venue, you know what I'm saying? But when it just comes to size and production, like, there's nobody in the city who's close. So it's
plus
like,
just the diversity of entertainment that's coming to the venue, and once again the work you're putting in as well as the team there, right?
Yeah.
It's very diverse, and I don't know other venues doing that.
I'm just saying. So it's like we have, like, and on top of that, like, Drew's just a great guy, and, like, I've been to the Vibras del Lago parties at Alibi. It's crazy.
And I see Drew playing all over the place in all his parties.
Yeah. So it's just crazy. So it's just like, all right, like, why not give these guys an opportunity? You know what I'm saying? But even then, like, why not with DJ City and, like, Kid Spin and these guys, like, once again, like, why not provide an opportunity to put them in front of a Kid Spin to show what they can do? Who knows what doors that may open for them, but ultimately it just comes back to the city.
Collaboration is beautiful, y'all.
Exactly. And it, like, makes people, like, take the city more serious.
Yeah.
But nah, like, it was just a vibe for me last Saturday, man. Cool. Just because we don't do shit like that. You know, like, it was straight cumbia for, like, 5 hours.
This is all new exploratory stuff for you.
It really is.
What you guys are doing.
And, like, I want to learn more about, like, the Latin culture. Like, I want to, like, and I want to learn how to speak Spanish, like, full on, like, if I'm just being honest. But, like, I also want to understand the music and, like, just the culture of Latinos, because I feel like it's important. You know, I really feel like I'm getting off track.
No, I think it's perfect,
like,
because the original question was something outside of your norm.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you did.
Yeah.
And you created opportunities while exploring.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, it's cool.
That's scary too, though, because it's your name on it too. Like, there's some things on there that, you know, if things go south, I'm assuming that some people has to be held accountable.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I definitely would have been held accountable, but at the same time, like, I also believe I don't look at like social media for hype or none of that shit. I look at like what people are actually doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And like
I think all three of us have been yelling that for the past 3 years.
Bro.
Exactly.
Bro.
Exactly.
Bro.
Because people feel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Numbers, other bullshit can say whatever, but people feel.
Feel something, bro. People feel something. And like they have been working on this party for 2 years. You know? And like watching them grow from like virtually nothing to like what they're doing now at Alibi is crazy. Like you can't move when you go to Alibi on their Thursdays. Everybody needs to check that party out. I promise you, it's one of the coolest parties in the city.
How many times did your butt get touched?
Why is that relevant? Why you asking?
No room, though, bro. I mean, like you shoulder to shoulder, so your butt get touched a little bit.
I mean, listen, I ain't gonna lie. Leg day once a week, baby.
That's right.
I'm thick with 2 C's.
All right, yeah, all right.
But mine's hard to grab. Flat Asian ass.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, my girl grabbed my butt
Hard to
today.
grab.
That shit was wild.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that.
Like, hey.
My wife tested me one time in the club a long time ago. I'll never forget. She was like, she grabbed my ass, you know, to see what my reaction would be because I didn't know that she was coming.
Yeah.
She said, she was like, ever since then I knew you were never, ever, right? Because she was like the dirtiest look that you gave because like you were pissed that someone touched you. You know what I mean? Like,
that's
no,
true
because
though.
I like to DJ for real.
That is
So
fucking
if you
true
touch
though.
me, I'm going to give you the worst look you've ever seen in your life.
Gosh.
You know what I'm saying?
Fucking facts, bro. That is facts on facts.
Yeah, unless you're the waitress, don't ask me shit.
Don't get it twisted.
Even then,
Nice
even
little
then.
butt touch is nice.
Even then, bro,
But
like
even
wait.
then, yeah, don't fucking do it while my arms are moving.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. You see me down like this? Like,
and he really be doing it
and
too.
he really be doing it. But for real, if any
That's why I'm
DJ is
sweating.
like down like this working, do not fuck with them.
Yeah, don't touch their
Because
body.
you will doesn't matter. You can be the club manager, but then like your face will change, but it'll be like, oh, what's up, bro? What you need?
Yeah. You available next Saturday? You couldn't text me?
Like, can this wait till after?
Yeah.
But like, nah, man, nah.
I'm also relearning how to deal with drunk people. I'm gonna be real. I
That's
haven't
an
been in that,
experience.
so I haven't been in that in a while. You
Yeah.
know, and so you know, trying to deal with the hecklers and the ones who get too belligerent. Man, that's been re-educational.
Yeah.
For me. So shout out to y'all is what I'm trying to say, who have been at it this whole time, right? And just seeing how much like progressively worse some people could get
Bro.
in that space. I mean, that's like a TikTok thing right now.
Yeah.
Right? It's like DJs being harassed.
And people think that shit is funny, but when I
Right,
break your phone,
right. Yeah.
like,
No, but it's true because it's like, I get that like we live in an on-demand world now. I get that like everything is at your fingertips. But that I think that does push the world into thinking they can get what they want now.
that's very true.
Yeah.
So now when you're DJing in rooms like that where you're not as protected or you're not away from everybody, which I'm relearning how to do and not want to kill everybody.
Bro.
You know what I mean? It's a real thing. It's a real ability to have that patience. So I got to shout and salute y'all.
One thing that brings me joy is when I'm on Twitter, I'm just fucking scrolling, and I see a retweet from E, and it's always an RSL fan that's bigging up E during the
Bro, can we talk about that, please?
Yeah, man. So you've been there, DJ. You've been DJing for RSL for, is it 3 years?
So what's crazy is like, I don't know the year. I can't remember when it all started, but it started with more than me. It started with me and
There's a group of
Bangarang,
us. And
Diz,
Jarvis.
right? And Jarvis.
And Diz.
Okay, so it's been a while.
So we
Yeah.
used to rotate. So when it changed to just having me as the stadium, the in-stadium DJ, it's been a few years. It's been a while because like I could go on like the early days of my Instagram and find it. So I need to track that down, but like I'm truly grateful for that opportunity because just like Bangarang has been a friend to me and also but also on like a DJ like nerd level, like he has always reminded me, you know, what my talents and my abilities are. There's never been a day where you haven't done that, Dre, and reminded me and pushed me, right?
Yeah.
It's so much of my like jumping into this head first and like not saying no anymore is thanks to your guys's cheering me on.
Bro, because you
the
need to
side.
be in the streets. The streets need E, bro.
Yeah, man.
But
like
like
a drug.
Real also, I got to give them credit because they have treated me every time I've had a DJ experience the way you would love to be treated. And the fan base has been so fun to grow with there. Because, yeah, you see it, right? Like game day, it's so insane already to fathom that like I get to play for 20,000 people almost on a weekly basis. That's like, not to take away from like your guys' when you're on Sirius XM or doing your mixes on the weekend on local radio, or you're still doing your on-air show, and that's hundreds of thousands, right? I want to just put that out there for people who aren't educated in that. That's real. That's real.
Yeah.
These, like, you guys are stepping up to a plate of hundreds of thousands of people. But to be able to have an opportunity to DJ in a place where I know I'm appreciated, I'm loved for my abilities, for what I can bring to the table, and just be me, and they don't cap me in anything creatively, that's like a dream for a DJ, period. Because you could just fly free and feel happy about it, and then you see the response people have, and then you start to react to that, right? So I love to, like, they'll put me up there on pregame right before kickoff, remind people to tweet me, hit me with their requests, what they want to hear on halftime. So that's why you see so much engagement, is because it's an engaging thing now.
I think that's how I don't know if you can succeed otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, I think it has to be.
And what's cool too is, like, for me personally, I want to share that, like before all that, like, I grew up loving watching baseball, basketball, football to a certain extent locally because I lived in the Bay Area. Mm-hmm. So, like, those teams, I mean, you can't escape it, right? You even go and do field trips to those games sometimes, right? In elementary school. So I'm not like naive or like super. I play more ignorant than I am about sports, because I'm gonna be real. Like I'm not like today like a hardcore like sports watcher, except for like automotive sports,
Formula 1E.
Yeah, but I will say that, like, being a DJ for a major league thing like that, like Real, I've learned so much about what it's like to be a fan of sports and a fan of a team, and to like represent that, and to help feed that excitement and get people stoked, especially when like we're losing. And now I'm like, fuck, here we go. We're going into halftime. People are fucking pissed, right? We're getting our asses kicked, right? By, LAFC today, how do I get these people stoked? And that's that engagement. And that's that, like, feeding it back in. And so, yeah, man, super, super thankful for that whole shit. Because that also helped me with my struggles with my breakup with radio and all that kind of shit. It like that weekend I had, the week that I resigned, that Saturday I had a game. And when I walked into that media part of where I DJ in, they were all waiting for me and they were all clapping.
Oh, wow.
And it was like,
that's amazing.
Yeah. And there's some details I'm going to save for another time.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be negative. But, people really gave a shit about my departure. They heard about it and they made sure I felt good when I walked in, and that I was loved and appreciated. So I think, once again, thank you to you guys too, right? Because you're part of that, of inside of me that helped me move forward.
Is it weird that I wasn't sad? Like, typically, if somebody you care about is stepping away or leaving, whatever the case is, something that's impactful, usually you're sad.
True.
When E hit us up and was telling us, things, I was excited.
Me too.
Because I knew that this character was being unlocked, unleashed in a major way.
Me and you both.
And I was like, yes.
It also speaks,
let's fucking go.
It also speaks, though, I want to say, it also speaks to our integrity and our relationship within this industry and everything that we did together.
Yeah.
Right? Because we actually gave a shit and we communicated with each other. Mm-hmm. And there was full transparency within each other because we had trust in each other. You don't get into that kind of job or that kind of business for any other reason but because you love it and because you care about it. You ain't getting rich from it. None of that, right? And so, yeah, I think I want to highlight that with you guys, right? That like it speaks to our relationship and what it meant to us. You know what I mean?
I don't mean to laugh, but
Yeah.
he was just.
He was doing something with a popsicle over there. Waldo going crazy on
Was
the
it like that new lamp that's like to turn it on? You pull back the foreskin. Have you seen that shit?
No.
Have you seen that? Oh my god! Okay, I'm gonna show you guys on Twitter real quick.
But yo, my man was getting after. I was like, yeah, yo.
He was going crazy on the popsicle.
There is an art lamp now that sticks to the wall, and it kind of looks like a dick. But the end of it is a light, right? The end of it's a lamp, and to turn it on, you pull the skin back.
No!
And they have pink and black.
Oh no! Yikes!
It's $1,000. It's like an art piece.
Man.
They're only making like a limited amount of them.
I'm sure they are.
Let me find out. Let me find out Banksy's out here collecting.
But no, I'm
Crazy, you guys
sorry.
didn't see that on Twitter.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I didn't.
No, not at all. I'm glad.
So,
That was super comfortable.
You may be uncomfortable looking at over there. My bad, Waldo. Waldo's like, I didn't come on here for this
Waldo's
shit.
just trying to have his fucking icy pop, all right? Let him have his icy pop.
I'm gonna look like this.
So, we obviously talking about RSL, the love that you received.
Yeah.
Something I would like to just get your feedback on and how you feel is obviously U92 is no longer, right?
Yeah.
That was something that was always a possibility in any radio station. I don't want to just put it in Utah.
Yeah.
Any brand, any station, anywhere in the world can flip like that. Yeah. So U92, after 20 plus years, no longer here.
Yeah.
What is your feeling with that brand?
Yeah.
What's your feeling of it being no longer? What's your feeling of being the PD that gave us opportunities during that time? And I know it's a lot to unpack.
No, so when that weekend happened and then they were about to announce, obviously I was on vacation actually. That was like on the end of our vacation, and I started to get DMs and texts of people asking, what's going on? And so when I looked at it and I was like, oh, here we go. And this was all speculation because once again, I've been gone for 4 months now.
Yeah.
So that's
it doesn't feel that long.
That's what's crazy, right?
Does not feel that long.
And also, I just want to say to this part of the convo, it proves the brand, whatever you think of it, the brand meant something here because people still relate me to it.
Mm-hmm.
People still don't realize I'm not there. And I feel so thankful and privileged that that's like a real thing in my life even today. So yeah, it was, of course it was emotional to see that. And it was sad. And when whether it's 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years like I did, you're going to be sad about that. Because, yeah, I've invested real energy and life into it. And full disclosure, I don't think I've ever said this like publicly, but that's part of the reason why I left was because of decisions like that, and choices and conversations that were happening like that. So yeah, it wasn't like a complete shock to me. I just didn't know the timeline, to be honest.
Yeah.
And or if they were even going to go through with it, because there was much more conversation happening besides just a rebrand that made me decide, nah, I can't do this. You know what I mean? So, to answer your question.
And E got his sanity back.
Yeah. But I of course I'm sad, man, because I have so many amazing memories. And that's what got me into this industry for real, like professionally, was running with that brand. So yeah, man, I was sad. I was sad to see it go. Once again, like I put in my goodbye post, like I wish everybody who's still there well. And I still root for y'all. You know what I mean? I I choose not to engage certain tweets or whatever I get because I do give a shit, you know? And yeah, man, that was an emotional day.
Yeah.
It was an emotional day.
And I just want to say thank you for that, because like some people would like shit talk their old jobs, even if they had people there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, and some people have done it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I noticed that you've been gone for like 4 months, and like that's never been a thing. And like, just as Dre and I still work there, like.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank
Because it's like some people will really make that shit hard.
Yeah.
Like,
I think we know from experience. We've seen it in experience, right?
Right.
As the newcomer, as an official employee, I've worked with the station for a long,
Yes.
2005, right?
Yes.
I've been ingrained into this brand.
Mm-hmm.
Not even being an employee, but I've been ingrained into
Just
this brand,
knowing
right?
what's
Yeah.
going on and knowing people. Yeah.
Exactly. And you know, without the things that you've done, the battles that you've put up with, a lot of these, this is for you local rappers right now. You oftentimes talked down on a brand that you don't know what was going on at the time.
That part.
There was a bunch of fights happening during that time.
Yeah.
And to see E put up through so much bullshit and to believe in certain individuals and whatnot, like the city owes you respect like no other.
True story.
And I hope whoever listens to this, whether if you are a local artist, a local whatever you are, if you're from Utah, like you should look at E as somebody that has given opportunity so many times, and without the battles and the fights that you put up with, they don't know it, but they probably wouldn't be where they are right now. You know what I mean? And that's something that I will always say no matter what. Because some people are probably like, yo, like they're doing it with E? Like, are they getting in trouble? You know what I mean? And who knows? This might go out and they might get a call like, Dre, your time's up.
Shit,
And that's fine. And that's fine. Because I respect the PD now. I respect the brand now. I always give respect until it's taken. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to say thank you, E, for all you do.
Let's love you.
Thank
guys.
you.
I didn't expect that, and thank you. I'm a bit at a loss for words with your guys' kindness, because all I've ever done, honestly, and I am not perfect by any means. None
of us are.
I could also look back and say, I wish I did this differently or did that or chose to do this differently. And the real ones in my life, no. You know what I mean? What I mean by that. But I also will say that that's also what happens when you love what you do and you try your very best, right? Every day to follow your heart and like do like what's right, like do good things, right? Make good choices as much as possible. And I really only just like fought, right? You know what I mean? Like I didn't ever have like some long-term plan or goal with any of this. I never even thought that like DJing was going to become a thing. If people, some people who know my story, like, I dropped out early. I got a GED. I had kids really young. You know what I mean? I did the young family thing. And so I guess when you run with passion and you run with something you love so much, it will carry you through those moments more times than not, even through the mistakes and everything, right? And so, yeah, thanks, man, because I feel the same about y'all. I miss, the biggest parts I miss these days are just that, like collaborating with y'all on a daily basis. Or just seeing you guys thrive and grow, Not that I can't do that now, but you know what I mean by that, right?
Absolutely.
Like, I miss the daily. But at the end of the day, man, yeah, I think there's no sense in like spinning any of this into a negative, Because
there's a lot of positive that came out of it.
Yeah.
Like not necessarily you leaving, but like positive came out of you.
I would hope that something positive came out of that.
Oh yeah.
Well,
no, I mean, I'm just being real. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to. I mean, there is positive, but at the same time, I think that you given opportunity was the biggest positive for us.
Thanks.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Thanks.
That's facts.
Well, it goes back to like you guys have both said you guys have both spoken about things or stories recently or in the past on this episode about you saw something happening and you didn't want to be that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I can honestly say that same thing within the roles I played at U92. I either got treated or saw someone else get treated a certain type of way that I did not like. And I always tried to do that. That's why, I'm proud to say, like, under my regime, we had the most staff, the most DJs, the most street team, the most we did. We just quantity-wise, like, when you look at it on paper, we did, because it, like, went from this, like, untouchable, you have to be in this circle or whatever to get into now a fully open revolving door. Proud of those moments.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's why I could walk away after so many years too. I'm just gonna be real, like, because I feel like, we did all that.
Yep.
Did a lot.
You've
and we
accomplished
did,
a lot.
and I keep saying we because it is we.
Yeah.
As much as you're giving me my flowers, like, it's we. I wouldn't have got that far without y'all. Wouldn't have gone that far. I haven't gotten this far in life without people inspiring me to my left and my right. You know what I mean? So, and even the ones that we're not friends anymore. We're not this or that,
Yeah.
Shout out to y'all. Because those experiences we all grow from.
I said it on a podcast before. The Salt Lake Tribune reached out and they're like, hey, I want to have you on, like, to tell your story. And I was like, yeah, I could do that, but I have a platform, so why not just say how I feel? So I don't know if I'm going to drop it. I'll probably drop it maybe before this episode, but I gave my feelings about this brand, the brand of U92, right? Being a kid in Salt Lake City, being from here, having this brand come out in the late 90s, early 2000s, and give hip-hop to Utah through all the regimes, through all the PDs, through all the jocks. I feel like everybody had a piece of making this brand such a cool thing to be a part of. And I thank you for allowing me to be a part of that before it ended. So thank you, E.
Yeah, you're welcome. No, that was probably one of my favorite lasting memories, you know what I mean? Is full disclosure, right? Like with you guys obviously in the room, it just reminds me of those key moments. Even before you came on, Dre, like there were moments where me and Bangarang could work totally together, and there were times where then we weren't. And so I'm grateful, like, for our most recent, you know what I mean, memories specifically. I say that selfishly because it's true. Like, I got to work with Bangarang every single day, after a certain point. It was just me and him, you know what I mean, for a long time. And don't get it twisted. It was not just my decision bringing you on. I would talk to Bang about these things because that's how we treated it. You know what I mean? Like, we really, like, we're always trying to think, like, how's this person going to feel about this decision or that decision? And we have open conversations. So as much as I appreciate it, and I'm so thankful for those words, guys, like, you're equally responsible for all of this. You know what I mean?
What did you think? Now, when U92 flipped,
when they rebranded?
Yeah, when they rebranded. What was your feeling?
I mean, I feel like it was inevitable.
Yeah.
Like, I really felt like it was inevitable. I can't speak right now.
Tequila.
It was going to probably, and other things.
Sorry. My fault.
The shrooms are hitting, guys.
Microdosing.
Aaron Rodgers did it. So, like,
it's real.
It's legit.
It's the great white hope right there.
Yeah. Stupid. Nah, I knew it was inevitable. And, like, once, so, like, we'll take it back. So Sky got bought, right? By Live Night. And, like,
I didn't know that. That's dope.
Oh, you didn't know that?
Get me in there, man. You the man. Yeah, you see how I do that.
Anyway, so, like, we were having discussions or whatever. And then, like, I promise you, how this shit worked out, it was crazy. You resigned. The following Tuesday, I had an offer. So I already knew what time it was.
Yeah.
So, like, stepped down, put in my notice or whatever, and like I knew that after June 1st, whatever was gonna be was gonna be. Got it. You know what I'm saying? Like I told him this is what I'll do for you, XYZ. But like the only reason why like I was legitimately even like I was in it because you were in it. You know what I'm saying? Like we had each other's back like that. So like I was gonna stay on as long as you. So like so once you was out, it was like all right, bet. Because like you're a lot more patient than I am when it comes to like dealing with certain corporate people.
Oh, we know.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like
patience is a nice way to put it.
Yeah, like you are much.
Here goes Bangarang with his hood on again.
Yeah, listen, bro.
The Green Reaper in the
Sometimes
corner.
it just be like that.
Yeah, nah, bro.
Trust.
So y'all stupid. But like, so I. Like my reaction was just like, well, I mean, they were gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know? So like I didn't feel it as much because I'm not from Utah. Like obviously like U92 is a part of me past 7 years and continuing, you know what I'm saying? Like I love what I'm doing now. Like I'm great. Like I'm good. Like well how I contribute to the brand now, 92.5, I'm good with it. You know, but like my reaction was just like, damn, well like it was gonna happen. So like just tell me if I'm a part of it.
That's the more honest answer, to be honest.
Yeah.
That coincides with my answer. Because these are, I alluded to that by saying we were always transparent with each other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the truth. Of course, this just didn't happen in 24 hours.
Yeah. Like,
you know, like Bangarang has been privy. So have you, Dre.
Of course,
like, you've been privy to this shit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why we show up every day, you know, is because we cared. We wanted to keep things going. We wanted to keep it alive. We wanted to help. We wanted to give as much as we could. Energy, time, creativity, ideas.
How much can we give back to the community too before the inevitable?
So I totally respect your
for sure.
Your answer on that, because that's real.
Yeah, I mean it was like and it's one.
I wasn't in shock by any means.
Yeah,
it came off that, you know what I mean. But yeah, it was like, oh wow, it's happening now.
Yeah, and that's honestly like how it was. It was just like and like I no disrespect. I don't like I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool. Like I feel like it's like they're gonna do like they're doing what they're doing. So more or less, just tell me how I can contribute. I'm on the team. How can I help out? I'm not gonna like bitch or anything or like just tell me what's good.
I think it's easier to do that too when there's people on your team that you care about, right?
Yeah.
So I care about you. I care about Lexa, right? Like I want to make sure that I'm at least doing a good job for us too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want is to be a part of a team and then like your team members aren't a team. You know what I mean?
Right.
So try, at least try.
Right. And like, once again, it's just like, everybody, when it comes to our jobs, we have a box of concern, right? Or a circle of concern. And it's up to us to decide how we move in that circle of concern. So like if U92, you know, the old U92, right? If this is our circle of concern and we know the restrictions or we know whatever, I'm just going to operate with what I can. And I'm going to put my energy, what I can, into that circle of concern and put the rest of the energy into building up myself. You know what I'm saying? So like ultimately, like that's all right, bet. Like we know they're going to change. We know they're going to do whatever. So might as well operate inside this circle of concern and then put whatever energy, well, you know what I'm saying, put the energy I need to put into this and then put the rest into myself. That's why, you know, it was just kind of like, all right, bet. Like I'm sure, like bummed U92 is gone, but like, you know, it's.
I think too, for me, like leaving, to be as transparent as possible, right? In this topic, like for me personally, I went through my like moment of like letting go already, right?
Yeah.
At the end of April. So yeah, I would also like, I want to echo what Bangarang is saying, right? Like a little more prepared for that, I guess, right?
Yeah.
In a way, mentally, because like I disclosed, like these were conversations happening.
Yeah, been happening, bro.
You know, and for me personally, and the choices I made, a lot of it was just not. We weren't seeing eye to eye.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you too. Like you said, the stars aligned perfect. Like, as you know, I think stars will align and things will happen when they're supposed to. And I feel like that's what happened. one thing that kind of irked me is how many people were vocal, like listeners, right? It's like, what was that passion when we were on there?
Bro, like, what the fuck?
What was that passion before?
That part. The DMs, bro. What's going on? What's going on? Man, what the fuck?
Yeah, was that passion before?
You know what I'm saying? Like, now you care.
Love me now.
Yeah, exactly.
Dre, I'm not gonna lie. I thought of you immediately when that started coming in to my phone. No, for real. Like, I thought about, I'm like, man, Dre feels the type of way about this, I bet. And that's why I didn't even text you about it.
Yeah.
I didn't even reach out to you because I knew like a part of you was like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to make anything difficult for you.
No,
right now.
You know,
so
the thing is that I've always told you guys, like, we are good no matter what. Nobody could take away your creativity.
For sure.
Nobody could take that away. They might take where it happens away.
Yeah.
Right? And no disrespect to anybody else. I give everybody respect.
Yeah.
But y'all motherfuckers that was on Twitter talking shit, I need all you guys to keep that same energy. Don't go up to E at the RSL Stadium talking about love you. Where was that energy before? Keep that fucking same energy. Don't ask Bang for no hookups at Sky Club when they're doing the hot two-step, drinking coquito and shit on the rooftop.
What'd he say?
Don't do that.
Oh, that's that Vita hitting right now, huh?
Oh, yeah, but
I'm here for you, Dre. Let it all out.
Let me just get to the docket.
Let it all out.
Shit, we ain't even start the show yet.
No, this is hey, yo, welcome to Unrestricted.